That's what she said, Noah, and I'm not going to hold it lower. And yes, the people are going to know you said something to me, even though you're the editor and you're probably just going to cut this out. Welcome back to another episode of Inword News. I am being assaulted by my editor, who is now in-house watching me record because he's been complaining about my audio. The officer that was outed for having sex with half her precinct is now claiming she was sexually groomed because the majority of the sexual partners were black and she is white. Of course, people were like, oh, this is just her attempt at saving herself and she doesn't want to, take responsibility. Basically the same thing that happened when slave owners' wives were caught with the slaves. And I was assaulted, but she's claiming that she is intellectually and emotionally underdeveloped, which is a huge issue considering she carries a firearm and she's a police officer and people trust her to serve and protect. And you can't do that if you're either mentally or emotionally not, capable of handling such a task. But apparently there was another form, I guess, that she filed like back in the day or something that she legitimately does have mental issues. And she was coerced by her leadership to do the sex. So in short, the entire precinct needs to be shut down because either you were compliant, you were ignorant of it, which is just as bad. You didn't know that half your precinct was sleeping with one officer, or you were a part of it. Florida student who was arrested for assaulting his teacher for taking his game system. He's now been identified as a child with special needs. So before he was just seen as this violent child that was attacking over a video game, and it was like, where are the parents? And they should do more and they should help this kid. Yeah, apparently the kid has special needs. So, this is just normal behavior for him. They painted him as a violent kid having a meltdown over a game when apparently he could have just had a violent meltdown for any reason because, mentally he's not all the way there. The story is that she confiscated his Nintendo Switch and that's what set him off to assault her, beat her unconscious, and stomp on her 15 times. Once again, where were the other teachers? There's no reason this kid should have stopped him 15 times. Somebody tackle him. She is now saying that the story was a lie and she never confiscated his game. She did not offer any real reason to why he attacked her. She's, I guess, just saying that, it was random. He is now facing 30 years as an adult because he has a history of violence. Jesus, the mentally disabled child is, now being considered an adult because he's huge. Whereas, actual white shooters, the people like Dylan Roof are all like, I have mental disabilities. When I randomly planned an attack, picked up my weapon, loaded it, drove there, and assaulted them. But this kid, for what he believes is getting back his property, 30 years. When once again, he has a known issue of violence because of his mental situation. So, how about we get people that know how to handle people with mental situations, not just anybody that has a college degree, because that's all parateachers are. Random people with college degrees. The mayor of College Park in Maryland, not Atlanta, has been arrested for child pornography. Patrick Wohan is now facing 40 counts of possession and 16 counts of distribution. All the real news people keep bringing up he's Democrat like that's supposed to mean something. They're like Democrat mayor. I've never heard anybody refer to a mayor like that. The nigga's a monster. I don't care what side of politics he's on. Plus, most politicians are, the bad word. I don't know how far we are into this video, so I can't say the word that YouTube will have me demonetized and strict for. But we can say he was friends with Jeff Epstein, if that gives you an idea what I want to say. A 72-year-old man was arrested for basically the same thing. He was found with 220,000 child porn images in his home. If you look at the number of boxes there, it's scary to think about how many pics are in each box themselves. But the fact that this man had them all in his house, like in the house. This wasn't on a hard drive. This wasn't on a computer. This wasn't in iCloud. This was physical pictures. So now it raises the question, was he buying it? Did he take these himself? Does he know the photographer? All of these things should have this man unalived on site. I was trying to think of something clever, but no. Take him out. If you're in Florida, a person died after a brain-eating amoeba got in them from the tap water. I just wanted to make you guys aware of that. Be careful with your water. Get bottled water. I don't know how your tap water works, but I'm familiar with Florida and nothing gets good there. And speaking of bad water, an idiot racist in Michigan owns a used car sales lot, and I guess like a car repair shop. It's like a combination. Black woman drove out there to test out a car. When she decided not to buy it, she left and went home like a normal person. Later, she realized that she didn't have her license, so she called and was like, hey, if my license is there, can you mail it to me? The dude told her that he didn't know where it was, and then proceeded to record himself peeing on it while it was on the back of like another customer's car, truck, whatever, that was trying to get, repaired, I guess. And then he uploaded it to social media. One of the dude's social media friends found the woman from her license info and like hit her up and was like, hey, just so you know, this guy's for sure peeing on your license. You own a business. What the fuck kind of, what were you thinking that was a good idea in any sense? A customer didn't want to buy a vehicle, so, nothing bad. She just, nah, it's not the car for me. Leaves. She drove over an hour to get there. I don't know what part of Michigan she's from, but I think this dude's in like Kenosha or something. But she drove over an hour to be there. Realized, oh man, I left my license. Hey, can you please mail it back to me? So I don't know what it is. And then pees on it, records it, and then uploads it. That's 3 steps of stupidity. Ford is plotting on selling y'all a car that can repossess itself if you miss too many payments. It comes in steps though, so they don't want to just take your car. The first few weeks of missed payments will have certain features stop working. There'll be no GPS, no AC, and an annoying noise will just start ringing throughout your vehicle. After that, the car will apparently, I guess the next month, because first month you get a warning, second month is you're like, hey, you're in trouble, and then the third month that's when repossession comes out. But yeah, apparently the car will call a tow service and then drive somewhere to be towed. I don't even know how that works. The most disrespectful feature would be that if the car is not worth the money to be towed, like it's not worth what it's owed, like it's just an old raggedy car, apparently it will drive itself to a junkyard just to be crushed. Imagine paying for that. Paying to have a car have a system that will tow itself. Also, if you get that car knowing that you can afford it, just know that at any moment they could just make it tow itself. They don't actually need to miss a payment. They can just flip a switch. It's called permissions and access. But they're not the only problematic vehicle around. Tesla, apparently an owner has been kicked out of his car because he refuses to buy a new battery. And, it's not one of those $40 batteries from Walmart. The battery is $26,000. I wouldn't buy that either. But the fact that my car's not letting me in would piss me off, and I'd probably break it. Elon Musk is ruining a lot of businesses right now, and it's actually quite hilarious to watch. A 31-year-old woman ordered 136 DoorDash orders and ran up a tab of $12,000. She's a financially secure queen, and she takes care of herself. So she didn't use her credit card. It was her aunt's. Apparently her aunt's 72 years old and is like one of those assisted living type people. And, because DoorDash fees are ridiculous, she's not being held on an $18 million bond. At first I was like, damn. $12K, $18 million bond, that doesn't make sense. But when I found out how old they are, so apparently it's identity theft, fraud, credit card fraud, theft, and I think like abuse to elders or something. So it was like a bunch of counts of everything. So basically every order, 136 orders, that was 136 counts of identity fraud and I think credit card fraud. So this woman, because she just wanted to order food on an old lady's credit card, has an $18 million bond. What does that mean? She got to pay $1.8 million to get out because she ordered food on DoorDash. Like, bro, if that's the case, just get the card and go there. Like, apparently the House of Representatives committee approved a bill giving President Sleepy Joe the ability to get rid of TikTok. So if you want to rub your belly and post other people's content with you remouthing it, then find another app. I suggest Twitter. But Twitter's racist, so be prepared. If you're going to steal content, be prepared to be called out for it because Twitter is not kind to those who steal. And now on to the all hiring segment. Minisa Swim, I think it's Minisa. It's a new swimsuit company. They just launched, what's today? 2 a.m., 3 a.m. So technically yesterday. They just launched yesterday. They sell swimsuits. So if you want a swimsuit, spring's around the corner, summer's right there next block over. Get yourself something that you can look good in. She has all kinds of prints as far as I know. I think there's like 7 posts on her Instagram. I'm quite sure she has more. She just hasn't got around to rolling it all out yet. Go there, buy yourself a swimsuit, look good, poolside, or just take pictures at the pool and then go back to your house because that's what content creation is these days. House of Hoodoo is a candles and essential oils company in Louisiana. I'm not entirely sure if it was New Orleans, but it is in Louisiana, the place of the hoodoo. They have all kinds of smell goods, good scented candles. I think they have like designed candles, like the fancy ones, not just a block with a wick in it. Also, if you know anything about hoodoo, those candles might have special powers. So look into that. I don't know much about hoodoo, but if you like hoodoo, there's a book called The Boy Who Couldn't Die. I suggest reading that and buy some candles so you have a nice relaxing read. Simple Bakes is just that. It's a bakery company. She bakes simple things. Apparently she, like, her stuff is like magazine quality. It's one of those things where you look at it and you go, are you really baking this? But you know, when you find out that she has a really good photographer, then you understand why her picture looks so good. I think she's been featured in like magazines and stuff. She has gluten-free options. So if you have those special diets, she got you. And I think she's out in the LA area, California. So she can deliver, she can mail it to you. But if you want them fresh and hot, she is, you know, out west side. EBO Beard Butter, Ed, is a beard care line. It gives you beard butters, beard shampoo, oils, and I think that's it. He also has like a grooming kit to help take care of your beard. But yeah, Ed's good people. He was one of the earlier people on Y'all Hiring, but I decided to bring him back because, you know, he's been doing good business and I support Black brands. So if you want your beard care line to look good, if you want your hair to flourish, he did have a picture. I think like his goddaughter she had like alopecia. His beard butter cleared that up. So if you want to fill in the bald spots, get some of that beard care. I think he's still working on getting like a woman line going. So if you buy more male stuff, then he can have more money to work on the female line, and then women, you can get your stuff too. He has all kinds of smells from like fruits, coconuts. I think there's like a man smell, but it's not like a name. I think it's just like man smell or something like that. But hit up Ed, get yourself some beard butter, tell him I sent you. If you use the code Ignorant Noodle at any of these businesses, you won't get jack diddly, but it feels good to say. See you guys next week.